Okay guys, so now that we've been solving equations for a while now, we are starting to learn the step process that you need to follow in order to solve equations. So the first step that you need to take care of is distribution. Anytime you see parentheses, you need to make sure to take care of that first. And then we have combining like terms. When you're combining like terms though, one thing you do need to remember is that they need to be on the same side in order for you to combine them. And then we take care of the inverse of addition and the inverse of subtraction. And lastly, we take care of the inverse of multiplication and division. So let's see what that looks like in a problem. So we have this problem here. I'm going to draw my line down my equal sign to show the two sides. Remember, what you do to one side, you need to do to the other. And we're going to start with distribution, the first step. We've got parentheses here. When I say distribution, what I really mean is multiplication. We're multiplying the number that's in the front times everything that's inside the parentheses. So for instance, 5 times 1x is 5x. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. And I'm just going to bring down the plus x because nothing happened to it. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side because we do have another set of parentheses. 6 times x is 6x. 6 times 3 is 18. And I'm going to bring down the minus 4x. Distribution is done when there are no parentheses. After you've distributed, parentheses should not be in your equation at all. That means we are now on step 2, combining like terms. Remember, they have to be on the same side. So I'm going to look at the left side first. I see that I do have multiple x's. I have a 5x, that's positive, and a positive 1x. If you want to put the 1 there, that might be helpful. Notice that I included the plus sign when I boxed it. That's because it tells me whether I need to add or subtract. Okay, so I have 5x plus 1x is 6x. And then I'm bringing down the minus 10 because there's nothing to combine with it. On the right side, we also have x's to combine. We have a 6x minus a 4x. Notice this time there's a minus. Okay? So 6x minus 4x gives us 2x's, and then bring down the plus 18. Alrighty, so now that we've combined like terms, we are now in the addition and subtraction stage. Notice we have x's on both sides. If we do have x's on both sides, one of them's got to go. We can't solve for x when there's a bunch of them floating around. So we need to get rid of one of them. I usually recommend the lower one, the smaller one, but it is up to you which one you want to eliminate. We have a positive 2x here, so I'm going to subtract 2x. And if I do it from one side, I got to do it to the other. Okay? So on the left side, we have 6x minus 2x is 4x, and we're bringing down the minus 10. On this side, on the right, 2 minus 2 is 0. There are no more x's, and all that's left is a positive 18. So far, things are good because we got rid of one of those x's. So we only have one x left, and we need to solve for that x. Okay? How are we doing so far? It's okay. I know these are a little bit longer, but if you follow the step process, it's going to be all right. So we have 4x minus 10 equals 18. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we are not out of the adding and subtracting stage because I still see some subtraction going on there. I see a minus 10. Remember what your goal is, okay? Your goal is to get this x alone. So that means we have to get rid of the 4 and the minus 10 before the x will finally be isolated. So adding and subtracting is first, so we're going to get rid of the minus 10 by adding 10. And if we do it to one side, we do it to another. Negative 10 plus 10 is 0, so 4x is all that's left on the left-hand side, and 18 plus 10 is 28. And the last step, okay, the final step of this is we need to get this x alone and get rid of the 4. Now I want to remind you, 4x actually means 4 times x. It's multiplication. So think for a second, what is the inverse of multiplication? That's right, division. So we need to divide both sides by that number 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1, so 1x equals 28 divided by 4 is 7. And we have now isolated the variable and solved for x. I know some of these can be long, but if you follow the step process, you will be great. Just watch this video if you get stuck, okay? If you have any questions, make sure to let us know.